Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. It's time for Owin's Field Report, sponsored by Les Schwab Tire Centers.
This is one of those weeks that is just absolutely frustrating. Now listen, if you chased winter steelhead for any amount of time, you know that they are a very tough fish to catch. I don't really care where you are, who you are, how you're fishing. Everything falls down to conditions. And if the fish are actually there, it's like anything else. You can't catch them if they're not there, right? Conditions fall right in there. Low, clear conditions make things tough. Now, when you get a bunch of people around, that can really spook the fish too. It starts driving them to different areas where you might not think that they are because they get scared from, drift boats or people in the water. And some folks that are out there all the way up to here swatting 14 footers. You don't think that causes whatever. Anyway, tough week. But I did hook a couple, lost them both, and both of them were just pure heart attacks. When you just see the bobber sink, you set the hook, and all of a sudden it's just an explosion of a leviathan out there just splashing, jumping all over the place. You got nothing. There's zero that you can do. Just keep the rod down and don't pull. Yes, bow to the king if you need to, but there's just nothing you can do. But those are the things that keep you coming back, right? That actually happened to me. I went 0 for 2 on Monday. Didn't get back out, had maintenance on the truck, this and that. Geez, let me tell you this real quick. Don't let your truck go, especially a Chevy Silverado like mine, go over a month. Because by the time I was way over on my oil change, it was duck season, y'all know, it's difficult to get in. Finally get in there and I was over. I was like minus percentages. But I had lights popping up everywhere. Listen, dummy, get this thing changed out. Phone apps telling me same thing. But for the folks that did the oil change, one of our dealers here in the Port Metro area, fantastic job, of course, as always. But anyway, then on Thursday, go back out, never touched a fish. But that's the motivation that you get when you actually hook one, you lose it, you'll literally stand there for another 8 hours. It's just the craziest thing. It's not nearly as bad as duck hunting, but it's right up there. So overall, low, clear conditions is what I ran into this week. Everyone that I talked with that were fishing in different areas, same thing. Very, very tough fishing. Went from, if you remember a week ago, I was showing you quite a few photos catching some steelhead. That's all dropped off, and that's because of the conditions. Things may change. We'll find out from Katie in a little bit if we got some rain coming, but this is what you're gonna look at. No matter where it is that you go, like always when we're showing you these river levels, this is just a barometer, an idea of what's going on in any particular zone. This happens to be my home river. It's at 13.0 right now. Low, clear water conditions, but still plenty to fish. This river, when it's in that, in that 13-ish range, is very fishable. You just have to kind of understand where it is that the fish might want to be, right? That comes with time and effort and failure. And moving along, North Coast, same thing, low, clear, all of them are like this. At 4 or 5 on the Wilson, just expect everything up and down the coast to be very, very low, very, very clear. And if you got a lot of pressure on a river, meaning that if there's a lot of drift boats or people hiking in and this and that, just rattling the place up, you really have to start slowing things down, scaling down your leader, scaling down your baits to a point. Because there's still folks out there catching steelhead with 20 mil beads in gin clear water. Believe it or not. Lost one this week on it as well. But yeah, you're just in those situations. You're going to have to play that game. Bobber and jig, 1/8 ounce jigs, smaller beads, whatever it is. Geez, for that matter. 6-inch pink worm under a float with a 1/4 ounce jig head, even in low clear water, get it in front of one. They're probably going to eat it, right? Problem is you got to get it in front of one. So those are the conditions you're going to be playing with this week. But again, hopefully we get a bunch of rain and a bunch of snow in the mountains, because if you look long term, and if you're like me and you want to chase a springer, we need some water, and it's not looking great right now. But overall, let's find out from Katie what we can expect this week, if it's going to be wet, if we're going to be able to put any water in the river, or maybe even some mountain snow, because we need both really, really bad. Katie, what do you think?
No.
She's like, nope, that's it, no water.
I mean, I'm sorry to tell you, at least through the first half of the week, we're looking at a few hundredths of an inch of rain, and the mountain snow, really nothing through this next week. I have that all lined up for you so you can see what exactly I am talking about. It's good to see. We did get some new snow at the mountain, and 6 to 8 inches. I didn't get the exact total before the morning because it's hard to get it overnight hours of what they had. But you can see some of those bare spots cleared up. And as far as the snow level goes, well, it's good. There's just no moisture in the air, and we need more than just the snow level, the temperatures to be right. We need to have that moisture coming in, and it's just not much. You'll see that as we go through. And don't even worry about when we're getting close down to 2,000 feet because it's just going to be dry that day. This is a product of the split flow, the strong El Nino. You see everything's below us or above us. There's the ridge way up there, and we're getting just these little bits of energy coming off. Not much. Everything is just sort of the off spray of everything that's moving around us. It's not amounting to much. The next 3 days, this is why I was hiding my eyes, because I didn't want to tell you guys this, because I know you're like me and you love to see more than this. This is the next 3 days. That's all we're looking at possible. Now, when you look ahead, you will notice that we get through the middle of the week and toward the end of the week, and hey, look, it's getting cooler and showery. But don't get your hopes up about this, because we have lots of models we look at, and they are having a very difficult time placing where the ridge and the trough and the timing of everything is. So this is what we're looking at right now, but this is one of those instances where I guarantee you this is going to change by the time we get to next weekend.
I love the fact that you're as honest as you are, because it's got to be so difficult for you right now to try to put your thumb on what's actually going to happen this time of year. But yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to be getting a lot of extra snow here anytime soon.
And I think a lot of times, and I don't want to like sound rude or judgmental, a lot of forecasters wish cast. Like they see what they want, they hope for stuff, and I want people to know, yes, I would love to see this happen, but you saw that split flow, like that energy that's just kind of, it's like a garden hose. You're just going like this and you get what you get, and that's what we have right now.
Right. Thank you very much, Katie. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, we're going to cut to a break. When we come back, we're going to check in with Alex Maslov from Edge here in the studio. Typically, I'd say Edge rods. Well, also Edge drift boat oars, raft oars, kayak oars, not kayak oars. You mean kayak oars? Yeah, kayak oars. We'll have Alex in just a couple of minutes. Stay with us. Trust me, you're going to learn something.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by P-Line, because we fish, by Hawken Fishing, perfection in fishing gear, and by Haxton's Canvas and Upholstery, the trusted name of the Pacific Northwest.